Good morning and happy Saturday, Clashers. Figured I'd change up the intro a little bit. So I played 8 matches earlier with this deck, and I went, I think it was 7-1 to get to Challenger 3. So you know how to label the title Challenger Free with this deck. It is a Hog, E-Barb, Goblin Barrel, Goblin HUD deck. It's a very log bait, interesting deck. I love the Hog, as most people know. A lot of my videos have Hog in it. I also love Goblin Barrel. A lot of my videos have Goblin Barrel in it. And I just wanted to try out the new reworked Goblin Hut, which I think works so well. I'm so happy that they reworked it. I love how it spawns 3 instead of just 1. It allows you to get bigger pushes, and they go in nice waves. A little bit less frequent, I believe, but that allows you to time it better with your elixir. We're going to hop into some matches here. As you guys can see, like I said, I did really, really good with this deck. One loss there against a very hard counter, it seems. And yeah, we're going to hop into this first one. First match here is against Noob Master 69. He's running a very, very typical Inferno Tower log bait deck. However, he does have mini P.E.K.K.A in it, so that is kind of a little bit weird, but it's okay. We're gonna prove that our log bait is just better than his. I guess you could call it hog bait. I don't really know what you would call it. So I go Princess Bridge. He counters with a princess, and I try to predict a log onto anything, but I think he knew that I was gonna log that anyways. So he just decides to play Inferno Tower. Very nice counter to hog, although it is one more elixir, so it kind of sets us even here. And then, because I really don't know what to do, he goes in for a big push here. I'm just going to put that brand new Goblin Hut down. As you can see, it counters so well. Those 3 Spear Goblins managed to trade off for those 3 normal Goblins. I just fireball his Goblin Barrel. We're down a little bit of Elixir, but look at this push we have going for just 3 Elixir. That Goblin Hut gets so much value, and I love it so much. So he's going to play Princess to counter that. I'm going to go Princess to counter his Princess. And I knew that his princess is going to get 1 hit on mine, but because he already played his Ice Spirit, he's going to have to commit some elixir here to counter it. So I know he's going to commit some elixir, so I go hog opposite lane, hoping he doesn't have enough elixir to counter the hog, but he does, and it comes to no avail. But it was a really well thought out plan. If only he had a little bit less elixir, it would have been a lot better. So again, here we're kind of just charging up elixir. Nobody's really sure what to do. So I'm gonna go defensive Goblin Hut right as he plays his mini P.E.K.K.A. And I'm tried to counter with my Goblin Gang, although it doesn't get a lot of value. He's gonna Princess back. I'm just gonna Fireball it. Like, what is he gonna do? He's got to commit some elixir here. He commits arrows, but I still have 3 goblins going after him. He tries to Ice Spirit. He just can't stop that. There's just so many goblins on the board. It's just so log baity. He doesn't have enough spells for this. He tries to mini Peck on my princess. Look how much damage I did in just that one push. And I'm still gonna have the death spawn of the goblin hut plus these 2 goblins. That's 5 goblins on his tower. So after this point he gives up. I was just a better log bait player, I guess. I didn't even get a chance to play my E-Barbs until this end here. So that's a 3 crown for me, and we're gonna hop into this next match. And just look at the amount of goblins I have on the board at the end. It's just so funny. I love this deck so much. Okay, guys, so this next match is against Knight Daniel, who's running a... It's a very interesting deck. It's basically a hard counter to this deck. It's like Valkyrie, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Witch, P.E.K.K.A, Rocket, Zap, Arrows with Inferno Tower. So it's like literally just a hard counter to this deck. And I want to show you how versatile you can be when you're playing with this deck, because there's so many different types of cards. It's a log bait, you have hog in there, you have e-barbs for damage, you have that goblin hut that allows you to get that long-term value from it. It just works out really well. So he doesn't have arrows in hand, so he couldn't really counter that goblin barrel very well. But what I figured out is that this goblin hut literally counters mini P.E.K.K.As, and you can just play it and it counters mini P.E.K.K.As and it gives you a push. So I play E-Barbs here to get a nice little push going with my goblins here from the Goblin Hut. He plays a Witch to counter all of that. Well played by him. Zaps it all up so his Witch survives. Again, well played. I'm going to go Princess kind of back here to get rid of this Witch and get me a nice little push with this Princess going, see what I can play with it. And we're really equal elixir here. I'm down a little bit, but that doesn't really matter. He's going to counter my princess with a Valkyrie. Valkyries are kind of hard to counter with this deck because you don't want to commit 6 elixir from E-Barbs. But I found that Goblin Gang plus Hog works really well. It lets you get a nice push here. And I have just a terrible hand here. I thought I lost here because I can't play a Goblin Hut into that because it would just kill it basically. So I have to let it get 2 hits on the tower and play a defensive Goblin Barrel, which is not something you want to do, and they don't even get any hits on the switch. Very bad situation for me. But I am up Elixir, which allows for a lot of different opportunities. I'm going to Fireball the switch, conserve some Elixir here. Don't want to waste too much on it. Don't want to go like log and fireball. So I'm gonna play my princess here at bridge. See what he counters. He counters with a P.E.K.K.A. at the bridge, guys. Only something you'll see in mid ladder. Naked P.E.K.K.A. bridge. I don't know. I give up. So I knew he was gonna play Zap on that, and I didn't think he had arrows because he had to arrows my Goblin Barrel earlier, I believe. So I wait to play my Goblin Gang, and I go for a predict fireball on something that would be there. I managed to hit the tower, the Valkyrie, and the Inferno Tower, so good value from that fireball. He plays his witch right into my princess, although he arrows that all the way. I'm kind of debating on what to do, but I go Goblin Gang here. His witch still gets some damage, and as you can see, I'm down in damage here as we go into double elixir. But I go for this very nice hog Goblin Barrel deck, and as you can see, just like in the blink of an eye, with a fireball and that push, I'm already up 300 damage. And I'm going to counter this mini P.E.K.K.A. with my Goblin Hut, and then it's going to deal damage to this Valkyrie. I just love that Goblin Hut. It's so much more value than from just spawning one Spear Goblin. He's going to get some really nice arrows here. I didn't really think he could hit all of that, but he managed to, so that was kind of my bad. He's actually going to leak a little bit of Elixir here, and then go P.E.K.K.A. bridge again right into my E-Barbs. At this point, I realized that I need to get some damage. I can't just keep letting him do that to me, so I'm going to go with a Goblin Barrel all on one side, kind of banking that he doesn't have either spells and that his Valkyrie kind of misses, which worked out really well for me. I Fireball the switch just so I can log it, get rid of that, don't allow him to have 2 splash cards on the board. I mean, he goes in for Rocket right as I play my Hog Bridge. Very unfortunate for him, but that allows me to get that crown that I needed and the match. And that was just to show you guys how versatile this deck is and how it can counter hard counters. Yeah, we're gonna hop into the third and final match here. Just wanted to show you guys Knight Daniel's deck. It was like literally just meant to hard counter me. It's kind of crazy, although his P.E.K.K.A. kind of didn't get a lot of value because I had so many spam cards. But we're gonna hop into this final deck here, which is, I believe, like the most hard counter to my deck you can get. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 splash cards, and then arrows. I mean, you really can't get more counter than that. Although he doesn't have a building for my hog, so I'm going to try and get some value out of that in this match. Yeah, but we're going to hop right into it. Alright, so we're going against Motown here. And I'm going to start off Princess Bridge because I really like to do Princess Bridge because it's guaranteed at least one hit, basically, unless they have some insanely fast reaction times, which I haven't really seen anybody ever have. So he's going to counter that with a wizard. I thought it was going to get that second hit, but it did not. And here I go for poorly executed log Goblin Gang there. The thought was that if I could log it and then Goblin Gang, it would allow it to not be able to shoot, and I would manage to kill it before it can kill my Goblin Gang, which I didn't do because I played Goblin Gang first instead of the log on accident, so kind of a blunder on my part there. He's going to arrows all of this, but I have my E-Barbs, one of the best cards in the game. He's going to knight this, but see, my second E-Barb is hanging on by a thread, and he's going to get some crazy value. His knight's going to go down here, and I have a little bit of spear goblins going on the tower. I don't know why he didn't just let those go, but he tries to counter them with minions, allowing me to get a lot of value out of my Goblin Hut, completely uncountered, and now I'm up like 1500 damage, which is a lot of damage here. He does a really well played Magic Archer. It's going to get 2 hits on the tower just from countering the princess, and then a third shooting through my Goblin Gang. Very well played by him. Yeah, I got to hit him with that well played. And I'm going to get some like 200 damage on tower just from that Goblin Gang because he cannot Valkyrie fast enough. And like I said, Valkyrie's kind of a tricky card when you're playing this deck. As you can see, I kite it a little bit with this hog to prevent it from try and prevent it from getting some hits. It manages to get 2 hits, but he couldn't really counter that hog. He didn't really have very many cards there, so he decides to go Firecracker, and it gets a lot of value. The Firecracker, I'm just going to let that go because I know I need to get this tower a little bit lower here, so I'm going to pressure really hard with a Goblin Gang and then an immediate Princess. Again, she only gets 1 hit, but that's enough for me. He's going to counter with a Knight here, which I just counter with Goblin Gang. I don't know why he didn't play something to support the Knight here, but I think it was because he was saving for like maybe a big Mega Knight push. I don't know. His Wizard came in a little late there. He's got to counter my Hog with minions. I realized that if I just play aggressive, like, what is he going to do? You know? He has to counter my stuff. Like, it's not like he just can't counter it. And at this point, his tower's so low that I just decided to cycle one princess on it after pressuring with a goblin barrel. And now it's within fireball range, so I don't have to worry about it at all. He's gonna go Mega Knight Bridge. I don't know what's with these mid-laner people and just going naked, expensive cards bridge. It's crazy. I play E-Barb's BM a little bit because he played Mega Knight. Gets me some very nice fireball value, although that geometry with that magic archer was on point by him. So we got some decent value out of that, but he just can't counter all of it. As you can see, I go in for a very nice princess paired with a goblin barrel, and then I go in with a hog. He can't counter the hog. He just doesn't have enough elixir, so that's the one crown for me that I needed to get the W. Thank you guys for watching. Like the video, subscribe, comment anything you want me to read, because I read all the comments. Don't worry, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.